So I get questions from time to time about all of the abbreviations in workers' compensation. Oh, it's just crazy. We seem to have our own lingo. I've been doing workers' comp for almost 20 years, and so we talk quickly with all of the abbreviations, but normal people, injured workers that aren't attorneys and haven't been doing workers' comp for a long time think, what are all of these abbreviations? So let's go through a few. You start your workers' compensation claim. The insurance company is going to have you fill out a DWC-1, or the employer will. It's just a claim form. The DWC-1 is the abbreviation way down on the bottom, but that's the claim form. If you already started your workers' comp claim, you've already filled one out. The claim goes on. The adjuster is going to send you to a PTP, a primary treating physician. So that primary treating physician is the one who's generally in charge of the medical management. The medical treatment in your case is going to refer you out to specialists. There may be some secondary treating physicians, but the PTP is the primary treating physician. That's the one who's going to note if you're on temporary disability, if you're permanent stationary, that type of thing. You're not happy with your PTP? You can go to the MPN, Medical Provider Network. It's the list of doctors that the insurance company has that you can choose from to designate a new PTP. If you have problems in the MPN trying to find a new PTP, you'll probably reach out to the MAA, the Medical Access Assistant. It's a human that the insurance companies are supposed to have in their medical provider network. So that MAA is going to help you find a treating physician who will accept a transfer of care, you going from one doctor to another doctor. So you're treating with your primary treating physician, the PTP, and that doctor is going to designate whether you're TD or not. You're temporarily disabled or temporarily totally disabled. Conceivably also temporarily partially disabled, TTD and TPD. That's going to go on. The adjuster is going to pay you TD for a while, temporary disability. It's 2/3 of your average weekly wages from the time of injury until your condition is P&S. At that point, your condition is permanent and stationary. It's not substantially going to change over the next year with or without treatment. P&S also used interchangeably now with MMI, maximal medical improvement. So the PTP says that your P&S or MMI, and the insurance adjuster is going to start PDA'S. The TD is going to stop and the PDA'S will start. So temporary disability is going to end. Permanent disability advances are going to start. If the insurance company has a reasonable estimate or reasonably believes that there's going to be permanent disability, PD, in your case, they have to start PDA'S, permanent disability advances. So those checks are a lot smaller than the TD. They're generally about $290 a week right now for recent injuries as a maximum. So you'll get a check every 2 weeks, $580 oftentimes, because it's 2 weeks of permanent disability advances, and those advances are advances. So at the end of your case, those will get deducted from whatever settlement you reach, whether it's stipulations, Stips, stipulations with request for award, or a CNR, compromise and release. Those will get deducted because they are advances from the settlement, but the insurance company is required to make those. So your PTP finds you P&S, and then you go to a QME to get a second opinion, an independent opinion. That QME is a qualified medical examiner. The medical unit from the state of California will issue that list of 3 QMEs, qualified medical examiners. You get to pick one. If you move too slow, the insurance adjuster gets to pick one. The QME will address all of the same issues, whether or not your PNS, your WPI, your whole person impairment level. That WPI will work out in a string rating to your level of PD, permanent disability. And again, you have a final level of permanent disability. So let's say there's a dispute over the PTP or the QME reports. So you would take that to the WCAB, where you would see a WCJ. The WCAB is the Workers' Compensation Appeals Board, where you will see a workers' compensation judge, the WCJ. You will probably see the judge, or at least talk to him or her these days, because it's all on the phone with COVID. You would either go to a status conference or you would go to an MSC, Mandatory Settlement Conference. The MSC is generally more when you're done with discovery, both sides have completed discovery with the PTP or the QME, you're ready to move on and settle the case or set it for trial. So you would have an MSC. You go to the MSC and the judge either sets it for trial or the judge may issue an OTOC. It's OTOC, and it is an order taking off calendar. So the judge takes the matter off calendar. Chances are it's going to be either for further discovery or more settlement talks. Let the parties try to work the issue out. If the settlement isn't reached, you'll go back to another MSC after filing a DOR, the Declaration of Readiness to Proceed. So you file the DOR to get back to an MSC to get the case set for trial. You might fill out the pretrial conference statement, the PTCS, before the MSC so that you can outline the Stips and issues, which are the stipulations of the parties and the issues of the parties, and then set the case for trial. You go to trial, the judge is most likely going to issue an F&A or an F&O. It will be a findings and award or a findings and order. If one of the sides disputes the F&A or the F&O, they can file a Recon, a petition for reconsideration, which goes up to the WCAB, the Workers' Comp Appeals Board again. Those are some of the most common abbreviations. You can fill up an entire sentence with abbreviations, but I'm sure I missed some because workers' comp is full of abbreviations. If I missed any, drop us a comment down below. Happy to answer your questions for more abbreviations. And if you like this video, hit the like button.